Hey guys, NovusRC again. So we kind of, in the last video, went over setting up a spirit device. The rules actually apply for, a lot of the rules actually apply for all flybarless controllers, but we specifically went over the spirit software and the spirit unit itself. We got our 4 servos set up and all of that. We're getting ready to mount into the helicopter build that I'm doing. But a couple of other goodies showed up. So we got our motor, gigantic. It's a Scorpion 4525, 520 kV. Actually got it off of the Hella Freak forum. And then with it, actually got a 160 ICE 2 high voltage. So this does 12S CSC. It's kind of funny, just in comparison. If you were to compare this to a normal 150 amp ESC, it's just as thick, and it doesn't even have a fan, and it's literally twice as long. These helicopter ESCs are beefy. And this particular one, if you were to get it brand new, I got these used, are like 400 bucks. I mean, they're not cheap. So this is what you run in your typical Arma, right? 4074 6S system for a truck. Right? That's what's in your helicopter. Just this massive, and a can size comparison here. Servo wise, I was just going to kind of give you a close look at like a normal servo that you have in a RC. You know, they're cheap, they're plastic, they may have metal gears, they may have some decent torque, but they're not very precise at all, and they're extremely slow. So in comparison to a heli servo, right, a high voltage, all aluminum case, steel gears, right, instead of just brass, and then super precise, extremely fast, and high torque. Like I said, 32 kilograms of torque and 0.07 for speed. These actually aren't that expensive. I'll link it in the description. I'll go ahead and link most everything that you see here. But another size comparison, so this is the motor that would go into a 380 size heli, right? So that's it next to this monster 12S. But just to show you another comparison, other vehicles. So here is a 380 helicopter. I don't think that that'll fit. You guys think that'll fit? No. And so here's a 570. The 570 is getting closer though. Now here's a really expensive Diabolo helicopter with Contronic Cosmic 160 HV ESC. These things are like 850 bucks just for the ESC, and the motors are about 570 or 550 for the motor. Very expensive hardware. Look at that in size comparison. It's a little bit taller, and it's a decent amount beefier. So the 4525 is actually what I run on my 700 tri-blade. So these are the exact same motor, same KV and everything, but just to give you a little bit of a size comparison. Alright guys, we're going to start getting all of this stuff prepped and ready to equip onto the helicopter. Something that I like to do is I put heat shrink on these. As you can kind of see on all of my helis, I always heat shrink the antennas. It makes them stick straight out, and it protects them a little bit, but mainly it keeps them in a straight line. These LemonRX ones really have long antennas, which I like, and I'd like them to be sticking out as straight as possible. So we'll just throw the first size on there and just give it a little bit of a flame to it. We'll put the second size on there, and all that the second size actually does is just help stiffen up a little bit. The third one, however, will actually slip over this plastic piece right here and give you your main support right there like that. And while it's still a little bit pliable, you can actually hold it where you want it. And that way, once it cools down, it will stay exactly in the shape that you put it in. And we'll do that for all 4 of them. Okay, there we go. We got all 4 of them heat shrinked. All right, let's get all of this stuff soldered up. So whenever you do connectors, XT90, EC5, anything, any of the XT series or EC series, pro tip is to put them together. And then that way when you do the soldering, you can get it as hot as you want, and these bullets won't melt into the plastic and deform and become really, really hard to plug and unplug. So put them together, right? Invest in one of these. It's really, really nice to have to hold your XT90 connectors, or you can probably buy a different one for EC connectors. So we'll go ahead and get some going on the bullet itself. All right, guys, there we go. We got our XT90s on there. We got our bullets on there to connect to the motor. We can start getting stuff mounted.